paka paka waka chiki 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 waka paka waka 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 chiki 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 waka paka.
The fallout of Artie's HOH. So Bunky thinks he's going up. Monica says that she wanted and needed this. She wanted it because she hadn't been HOH yet, and needed it because when you are HOH, you have lots of power. Will thinks he's going up, and Nicole says that things are going well right now, but she's got to win the next one, so they got to keep winning. Hardy talked positives and negatives about being HOH. He talked about his past HOHs. About Nicole, he said he's not putting her up. He sees them as final two. That Bunky has been strong these past couple of weeks. That he's impressed him and he sees him as a threat. With Monica, that she's laying low. And if that's the final two, then something has gone seriously wrong with his plans. And he views Will as a character, as if he's kind of a joker, the jester. And he views him as somewhat of a threat. Nicole says that after you get to know him, Will's actually kind of really attractive. Sometimes. So we get a Will's hair segment, and Will gets a haircut from Nicole. Nicole told Will good job on entertaining Hardy. Will said he enjoys his time with her and Hardy. There's his chances of winning 0. Chances of winning HOH next to 0. I mean, who are they kidding? He's the weakest player left in the house. She says that Hardy, she thinks, is posting, which meant nominating Bunky. And she also mentioned that it would be hard for her to see Will up, even though she wants to rip his head half the time. He's still a friend. Will again said he was the weakest, where Nicole then said, look, if you keep using the same argument you've used for 5 weeks now, I really wanted to know what she said after that, where she was going with that, but I didn't catch it. And in the DR, she said that Hardy's the only real threat that she feels. Cole asks Hardy, he isn't stressing about numbs, is he? And he says, yes, he's trying to work out what other people will do. That they should break them up. They're stupid if they're not going to. Nicole can't imagine the two of them at the end with Bunky and Monica. And Hardy says a lot of Vic D's will be pissed if Will isn't gone. So we got a food challenge. It was Diet Jenga. So Jenga blocks, but with food items on it. Like a food grouping. All I'll note here is Bunky was annoyed at Hardy during this. He ended up calling him disrespectful. And Monica's description of climbing the ladder was graphic. I'm skipping they got a scale and a fat-ometer segment. Will says that Bunky's never been nominated. And he's going through this 5 stages of grieving right now. And predicts a new Bunky in the next 24 hours. I find a lot of things come from the point of view of Will. Especially over the past 2 or 3 weeks. Which I think in terms of popularity with fans or the jury watching, having him be sort of your main character. I think in terms of perhaps psychologically, it will naturally get you to root for him. As far as Will can tell, Hardy's turning to the dark side. He's dyed his hair black, he's got bags under his eyes, and he's smoking now. And we see Hardy bargaining with Bunky for cigarettes, which Bunky turned him down. Cole says that Hardy's looking at things from a strategic perspective, which is good, but that she is looking at things still from a loyalty and emotional perspective. She told Hardy she would have a clearer conscience voting Will out ahead of Bunky. She would like Monica to be up so she can vote for her, but she'll do what he wants, and he wants Bunky gone. One of the bedrooms is being closed off, so they let the house guests paint things they would like. Moving on, Nicole said that once Hardy won the HOH, that Will began to turn on the charm. Will says that the only thing he likes about Hardy is that Hardy finds him funny. And that it won't help with nominations, but evictions, it could help. And Nicole's cool with Will at the final 3 as long as her and Hardy are final 2. So Nicole and Hardy were talking about making a deal with Will. And sort of if he accepts, he can stay. If he screws with them, then he'll go. And Will said in the DR that he made a deal with them even though he clearly will nominate them. So Hardy puts Will and Bunky up. Will, because not doing so would be like Christmas without presents. He likes him, but is a potential risk for the way that Hardy foresees this ending. And to Bunky, he says he's had a phenomenal week and a half. More nice things, but he's stuck out as the biggest threat to the way that Hardy sees this ending. Will says Hardy's got no power, he's just a scared little boy. Monica says the Hardy Tower will fall. Bunky says that Hardy's bullied people and he gets the final say, and we see him saying to Will that Hardy won't win at the end. Hardy and Nicole, from my view, need to take each other to the end from a win perspective, which also works in terms of loyalty. The deal out of Will, I think it makes sense to me. Even though the deal that you're asking of him could be incredibly unlikely for him to follow through on, at least having that option in his mind could be enough. It's better than nothing. You never know what somebody will end up thinking is best for them. It could. So having the option there, at least, I don't mind. The threat to Will. Let's say he says no. I still think Bunky's the person to take out, even if Will says no and that he'll put the two of you up. Because Bunky's going to do the exact same thing. Monica is going to do the exact same thing. So at that point, you just have to wonder, okay, who's the most likely to win an HOH to cause that to happen? Which would be Bunky. I'd say there's not really much for Monica to do at this point. Yes, talk to Will, just make sure that he isn't fully on board with the Hardy-Nicole thing, which, I'm sure there's conversations that have happened, just don't see it. But I don't see there's really much at this point Monica to do other than what she's doing. So Nicole's said that she still thinks of it emotionally, right? So I guess something Bunky could do, even though it's not in his nature, so he won't do it, is trying to get Will to piss Nicole off so much that she gets that her emotions in the moment catch her and it causes her to vote Will out. So episode 23 is next. I know there's a bit of a spanner that comes into the Nicole and Will relationship, so stay tuned for that. Bye bye.